going to adjust it here. Alright, the first things we're going to need, and when you use lead-free solder, okay, as you can see here, you need a flux that is a water bait. It's designed just for lead-free solder or it won't work, okay? You won't get it to work at all. Then I also made this custom heat shield. My last was how I took this tin can, alright, and these tin snips, alright, and I use these to cut this can open with, alright, it's all you need. And it makes a great heat shield. And you'll see how this works here in just a second. In my last video, I ended up getting in the way, and you saw the side of my head rather than the work I was doing. So this is a redo as the end result to that. And then I'll be doing a little muddy taping in there under the sink. Alright. So, and then next thing, this is for cleaning your copper pipe. Alright. And if you have a clean battery terminal cleaner, you could use one of those, but you have to make sure there's no acid on it. And then there's this. This side's for 1/2 inch. This is for 3/4. That's for inside 3/4, like in a cap. And that's your 1/2 inch. Alright? Which I'm going to use right now to clean this cap. Alright? Because you want to scuff up the inside of the cap where it's going to go over your pipe. Okay? And so I'm just going to take this, okay, put it inside this cap, just kind of work it. Okay? You just want to scuff this up a bit. You can also use sandpaper. I have another, kind of like a bottle cleaner. There's this, and what these are good for, you cut these off here on the straight, and then you stick this straight part of it into your drill, and it works really nice. Alright? And then by hand, again, you know, you just want to scuff it up. That should be good enough. Alright, you should be able to see the scratches in there. Alright, where it's been scuffed. Now we're going to get to it. But we're going to take this here, put this down over it, push it all the way down, and you turn, push down. Get that. I've already prepped it, so it really doesn't need a whole lot. That's smooth. Okay. And again, this here, put this in here, just kind of work it. But that doesn't work. I don't have much room to work it in this particular situation. And that's what makes these really nice. Okay? So this, right here, this is the best way to go about doing it. Okay. I want to wish everyone a safe New Year's and a happy New Year's. And appreciate you being a part of my community. Okay. Now this is a plastic pipe. This heat shield will protect that pipe from getting melted from the heat, which we will get to working on right now. Alright, I'm taking my flux. And you want a nice smooth coating. Nothing crazy. I see people put way too much flux on their copper pipe. And flux is a form of acid, by the way. And you'll see when I'm done soldering this, I'm going to wipe it down. Then I'm going to make sure it's really clean. Because any flux you leave on it, any residue, will cause it to start turning green and eating the pipe over years, and then you end up with pinholes and troubled pipe. If you wipe your joints down really well and your pipes are clean, you won't get the pinholes and the deterioration of your joints, and your copper can last 50 years from what I've read. But very few plumbers do this, unfortunately, and it's not something everybody even is aware of. Alright, so I got a nice thing going on in there, and that should be plenty. Okay, now I'm capping this off, so it's not like I'm using it, but still you want to treat it the same. I'm going to spin this in a circle here. Okay. As I push this down, it's the way it spreads it nicely. Okay, and do the tap. Okay. Now, we are going to get the heat going. Sure, we're all set. Okay. Hey, and Will, we're getting ready to solder here. Thanks for dropping in. How's your day? I won't be able to see the screen here in just a minute. Okay. Alright, I won't be able to see the screen, so bear with me. Now, the tip of the flame is the hottest point is this inner tip right here. That's the hottest part of that flame. And I'm going to put this here at the top. And then I'm going to test it down here at the bottom. Okay. That is interesting. Okay, that's how it should have went. I had to lay this copper pipe down. It's copper pipe. I had to lay the torch down, and the gases were coming up. So I had to turn down the flame in order to get it to work. But this is soldered completely around, and this is just a slightly dampened rag, and these pipes are out of commission. But this is just in case there's ever any backflow. It caps it off. Just in case you don't get any water coming up out of here, in the event you get a backflow, okay? But I'm treating this as if this is on for usage, so that this will last for years and years, and get all the acid, all the flux off of it. Okay, and that is the first time I've had to lay a bottle down and have that experience. But I'll show you this up close and personal here. Alright, you can see where it's been soldered, and it's been soldered all the way around. So, this will work just fine. Okay.
Okay, there's the pup. She's getting big. Chewing on a bone. That's a little update on my dog, my puppy. Alright, now, the soldering. Several things are going on. One, I've taken a soup can and I've cut the end off of it so it's just a tube. I've taken some dikes, some tin snips, and I've cut the can in half. I've spread it apart and created a heat shield. Alright. Two, when I'm soldering that cap, I'm soldering down at the bottom edge where the cap comes down, and right at the edge of the cap bottom and the fill tube, the copper line, is where the solder's going. Okay. Now you'll see the flame on this map gas just flare up, whoosh, whoosh. You know, it's like, whoa, what's going on? Well, those of you that don't know, it's the gas mixing with the liquid, because I've got the bottle laid down because I've discontinued those copper pipes that went to my sink, and I'm capping them off just in case there's any backflow. It just stops any water in the future from coming out. Some people will pinch them closed and then take the flux, put it right on the seam where the two pipes have now come together, and solder that seam or joint, but I was more comfortable with using the caps. Now, the other thing about soldering is something a lot of guys don't do. They're in a hurry, and that is they don't clean the joints where they've soldered, and they just leave the flux sitting on the pipe, and you know, they just aren't cleaning it up like they should. So in 10 years, 20 years, you start developing corrosion, pinholes in your pipe, and it can all be avoided by really taking a slightly damp rag, wiping it off, cleaning it off real good, and making sure there's no residue left from the flux. And from what I've read, the research, 50 years or longer that your copper pipe will last. Now, the benefits of the copper pipe versus this new plastic PEX piping is the copper pipe provides antimicrobials, so it kills bacteria. That's something the copper just naturally does. So that's one of the benefits of the copper as well. The plastic does not do that. So just something to keep in mind. So on that note, I hope this is helpful. I look forward to hearing from you. And like, subscribe, put the video in a playlist, share it, And if you have any questions or comments, I look forward to hearing from you. So I hope you've had and are having a safe New Year's. So happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, God bless. And let's do what it takes to make America great. Bye for now. Stay tuned for the real deal. Bye for now. Bye.